Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Mobius 12 light semi-flush. This is the 124362. Love this fixture. A lot of things you can do with it. Let's get into it. So 21.1 inches is going to be the height of the fixture from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, coming in at 38.1 inches in diameter. So this is a pretty good size. Just keep that in mind. You can use it in a foyer. Remember, it's 20 inches overall height, so you have to be able to walk under it. So make sure you have the ceiling height to accommodate that. But I think this is going to be dynamite over a dining room table. So especially, there's a lot of people who don't have super tall ceilings. They have these 8-foot, 7.5-foot ceilings. This is going to be great for that application. And there's a few others like this too. There's one called an ensemble that's also in semi-flush. So go check that out too. So again, talking about it's the size of it. When you have these lower ceilings and you have a larger fixture that's more flush, you get the impression that the ceiling is actually higher. You don't have this kind of wall in front of you. A lot of you guys would like to have pendants that are lower over the table, but that brings the ceiling down, the impression of it anyway. So when you have these things that are up on the ceiling, it just works out much better for everybody. So, okay, moving on from there, let's talk about canopy on the ceiling. So this is going to be hanging from a 5-inch round canopy. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box, and let's get more into that, and how you can see details about that is to look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on this side of the page, kind of midway down, you're going to see some links. One is going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. So this is how it all goes together. It's going to show you how you put the shades together and how it goes on and those kind of things. But it's really going to have some really great technical drawings about the canopy and how it goes on your junction box. This is coming in at, how many pounds is this? Well, I'm not quite sure actually. Oh, 15 pounds. Super easy. It's going to hang from one of these without any problems because it's very light. So kind of keep that. And that's mostly because of these shades are actually the spun frost material, which I'll talk about in a second. Some of you guys are going to ask, is this slope ceiling adaptable? As it is right now, no, it is not slope ceiling adaptable. If you do need it to be slope ceiling adaptable, send me an email and say, I'm looking at the 124362, I want to use this on a slope. And I take your email, I send it over to Hubbardton Forge, rolls around through a couple engineers, and comes back to us with an answer and a time and quote. Price-wise. To do that, I'm most likely going to have to add a little height to it, because there's a mechanism Hubbardton Forge uses that is this little piece right here. It's a knuckle. So, and this is used on a lot of different fixtures. So you can see this piece, and what that does is it bends down. See how it bent down like that? And that makes it slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. So if they have to add that piece to this fixture, it's going to add onto that height of 20 inches. And normally we can even go down a little farther, because some of you guys might want to use this like in a stairway over a foyer that you've got a super tall ceiling. So don't be afraid to ask these kind of questions, okay? So moving on from there, let's talk about the shade on this. So it's using, Hubbardton Forge is using this composite fabric. See it's stiff. It's kind of a snowy white called spun frost. And because it is a composite fabric, you're not going to be using halogens in this. You're going to be using LEDs. And let's talk about that. Oh, before we go there, so you'll notice on the page, there's always a place where you can kind of click little boxes and we'll send you a sample. Do that for this. So, don't be afraid to do that. Just click the spun frost, put in your address. We'll send a sample of this stuff out to you for free the same day. Take advantage of it because it's right there for you, okay? So, okay. Moving on from there, why don't we talk about that socket again? So it's going to be using this G9 socket, right? And you'll notice the G9s normally are using halogens in Hubbardton Forge's fixtures, but not on this. It's going to be using, or can use, any of these kind of light bulbs. So these are G9 LEDs. Hubbardton Forge recommends a 5-watt. It does not ship the bulbs with the fixture, and the reason for that is a lot of you guys like different colors of light and different types of LEDs. So see this one that has the long strip inside? That's a phosphorus LED. These two are what are called cob LEDs, and they look like little corn cobs where these little facets, including on the ends. So bulbs come in different colors, right? Different colors of light coming out of it. This light coming down on my hand is 3000 Kelvin. That's considered warm white. Some of you guys like the cooler daylight, and that's going to be 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin. When you're out buying bulbs, or if you're online, remember the numbers. Lower the number is going to be warmer, higher the number is going to be cooler, and it always has a little chart on the box that'll show you with a little arrow where it is in that spectrum. So that's why Hubbardton doesn't send the bulbs out with these. So you guys are going to want to choose what you're going to choose. And you're going to be able to choose, especially if you go on Amazon, you're going to see tons of these. You just put in G9 LED, and then boom, you got all these things to look at. So go shop to your heart's content on bulbs. But just make sure you buy a dimmable version. Tell your installer to put in a dimmer that's going to be set up for LEDs. That's going to be pretty important. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.